Everybody, good morning. It is 7:58 Eastern Time on this MREA Monday. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day with us here today. My name's James, and we're going to have a great conversation around something in MREA that I think you're going to like. It's maybe going to open your mind to some stuff. We always start with something good, so we'll take a couple of something goods, and then I got something good to share with you too. So who's got something good? Oh, there we go, Carrie. Good morning.
Hey, I invited someone from our office and she's on. I just texted her to remind her and tried to bait her with, hey, he does MREA Monday. And then I saw she hopped on. So
I'm so
that's
happy.
exciting.
Thank
Carrie,
you
thank you
guys.
for inviting people to the call. It's really helped you to watch the way your business has grown over the last year. You're an Inspire member. You come to the events. You're on the call every day. It's really cool to see. So thank you for extending the invitation to others. I appreciate that. Mary Ellen, good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday, James.
Thanks.
I think just running the place. So last week, in one day, I got 3 referrals just from connecting with people. So I think you just have to keep building the pipeline. So that was really good for last week. And I've just really enjoyed the Olympics, and I think that that's a great motivation and a great motivation for your mindset. So just really watching the Olympics has been inspiring to all of us.
I posted a couple of thoughts around the Olympics in the Facebook group yesterday, and I'm going to send out an email too about it too. But just some little things I noticed from some elite performers that caught my eye. It's been fun to watch, no doubt, Mary Ellen. Thank you. Vicky, you get the last one this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning and happy birthday. And I just wanted to share that I had such a great weekend with back-to-back open houses, even though we had some crazy weather down here in South Florida, but did door knocking, which is something that I have not gotten back into. And I love my door knocking. I was able to get into conversation with several really good people in the neighborhood, and it just made my soul so happy. And it's two really good leads. So I'm just telling everybody, get out there. It just makes such a difference when you love what you do and you have those conversations. So that's all.
No doubt. Yeah, and I'm glad everything's well for you. We got Debbie came through here yesterday, making landfall north of us today, and on its way to Georgia and South Carolina too. A lot of rain. So be safe, everybody. I want to thank you. My birthday was yesterday. Thank you to everybody who reached out and all your nice posts and all the things. It was lovely. So thank you to everyone who celebrated that yesterday. It was very kind of you. I want to talk about Saturday morning real quick. So on Saturday mornings, I love to go post something that just might get your attention, get you excitable, get you to comment in the Facebook group because stuff kind of slows down over the weekend. And I posted, just to share, I posted this: think before you post. You're losing business over your hot takes. Now, boy, did that get exciting. I mean, it was just so fun to see all the people who engaged in that, and I want to thank you for it. There were a ton of thoughts around what I posted, and some who clearly understood what I meant, and some who didn't, because I was vague in the post, and so I get that. But what I loved was how we could keep the conversation. It didn't ever get nasty while we disagreed and debated on things. And that's what I love about our community is that it's a pretty nice community, and we try to keep it a safe community, and I appreciated that a lot. The purpose of the post on Saturday was just to remind us to, when we see something that gets us excited, to, I don't know, slow down and pause a little bit and maybe reflect about it before we have to pontificate our thoughts around it. And we've seen a lot of examples of that over the last few weeks where we get caught up in, I call it misinformation, and some of them are outright lies, but sometimes something has been misinterpreted, or the person who's made the initial post is misinformed, or something is lacking context. And we see it and we go, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I can't believe it. And then we go post it. And I don't know, this is the former news producer in me, where I learned to trust and verify, to go and dig a little deeper and figure out what's that about and where did it come from and what's the real intention. And I would just encourage maybe everybody to do the same, to just pause down, slow down and pause and reflect. Now, you can do that. You can think before you post and still be your authentic self. You can think before you post and still take a stand on social and moral issues that are important to you. You can still, trust and verify and pause and reflect and think before you post and add value to your followers. I believe all that is true. And so I wanted to address that this morning, and I thank everybody who participated. There is a podcast out called Hidden Brain. Anybody ever listen to that? I'm into that sort of thing, and so I like it. And they actually did a piece over the weekend about misinformation and how easy it is for us to fall victim to it. And there is so much of it right now. So much. So I would just encourage you, if you ever see something on social media that outrages you, before you share your thoughts, pause, reflect, trust and verify, see who posted it. Is there a bias attached to it? And just think. But then the other one is, I don't think your followers give two flips what you think about stuff. And if your responsibility as a real estate agent is to add value to your community, that includes everyone in the community, including the half that don't think like you. And so you want to pause and reflect and think before you post. That's all I wanted to bring up on that. Now, let's get it. I just wanted to address it because I know it was very excitable over the weekend. Let's get to the task at hand, which is an MREA Monday. And we've been doing this each Monday here. We're doing it every Monday for the rest of the year. And here's what's on my mind about it today. And I'll share the screen so you can see kind of what I'm thinking about. And it starts on page number 41. Page 41 is where page 49, pardon me, page number 49 is where Gary J. and Dave list out these 6 Mythunderstandings, the things that kind of get in the way, the things that hold us back. Review these, if you will, real quick. Here are the 6. I can't do it. It can't be done in my market. I hear that one a lot. It would take too much time and effort. I'd lose my freedom. These are the 6 Mythunderstandings that kind of keep you from being achieving high success and achievement. It's too risky. I'll lose money. My clients only work with me. Only I can deliver quality service. And having a goal and not fulfilling it is a negative thing. Would you put in the chat, which one of these gets you? Which one of these is a challenge for you at times? Put it in the chat if you will. Just put the number. Which one of these is the one? Is it I can't do it? Is it can't be done in my market? Is it would take too much time and effort and I'd lose my freedom? Is it it's too risky, I'll lose money? Is it my clients only work with me, only I can deliver quality service? Or is it having a goal and not reaching it is a negative thing? Put in the chat which one tends to get you. I'm just real curious. And I see a lot. 2, 5, a lot of 6s. Let's go to 6. Number 6 is on page number 60. Let's see. Number 6 is on, I have it right here. This is a great call. Number 6 is on page number 61. Oh, what is going on? Hold on. Is that me that's doing that?
It says preparing your whiteboard.
Yeah, I don't want that. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. So let's talk about number 6. Because number 6 says having a goal and not fully realizing it is a negative thing, where the truth is having a goal and not trying to achieve it is a negative thing. And it goes on that we've got to overcome a fear of failure, and that can be pretty difficult to accomplish. But Gary says you cannot fail unless you quit, that failure almost always precedes success, that one of the secrets to great success is to change your perspective on failure. He goes on, failure is progress. He goes on, the next time you try something, bear in mind that history has made it very clear that you will probably have to fail a few times before you get it right. And finally, success is about trying. Let's talk about it. What's on your mind on any of those? But this is a big one, right? Anytime you try something, you will fail multiple times before you get it right. Kim Wallace, good morning.
Hey, James, big Leo energy. Happy birthday.
Let's go.
So I just was having a conversation with my coach, Chris R., about this, about how my goal was a certain number and I'm behind. And, a couple of listings have fell out, just regular business stuff. And she asked me a question. She says, why is being number 1 important? And I said, because I'm crazy, Chris, duh, you don't know me yet. She said, no. Why is it so important? And I said, well, because I feel like I will fail if I'm not number 1. And so that's the first problem. The first problem is we have to say we are not a failure if we're number 1, because numbers are infinite. So there's a reason that there's 2, 3, 4, all the way up to millennium. And then the next thing was, okay, let's go backwards. Find out what your real numbers are. I had a conversation with Mandy Nichols on Friday, and we talked about how many appointments it's going to take us to get to our number, because we both feel like that we are a little bit behind. And so when we did the math, it's so attainable. And guess what that meant for me? That meant less anxiety for me because I was able to actually do the math and say, okay, you need this many appointments this week, every week for the rest of the year to attain your goal. So that means what? I have a purpose of what I need to do every single week. I know exactly what I need to do every single day because I sat down and I said, okay, these are the numbers. I need 3 appointments a week, James Shaw. You know how attainable that is? That's so attainable. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm so behind, I'm not going to get there, I'm not number 1. James, I was number 3. Okay, so this is how crazy I am. I'm upset that I wasn't number 1 because I was number 3. Okay, so all the Kimberly Wallaces out there, calm down. We are working very, very hard. It is a down year. And Chris told me that if we are meeting what we did last year, we are getting market share. So there is no such thing as failure in this business if you know your numbers and if you're getting market share and if you are on pace or you're beating what you did last year. So that's my share, James.
Nailed it. And you're exactly right. It's about setting the goal. That's number 1. Set a goal. And the goal needs to have a point. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine last week. I said, if there is no point to the business and there doesn't need to be a point to the business, then what's the point of the business? Like if some of you get up and it's like, well, I think it'd be nice. Oh, we got to stay in mute. That is the point of this call. But if we get up and we don't really have clarity around the purpose of the business, then you will always feel behind. If there's no point to the business and there doesn't need to be a point to the business, then what's the point of the business? Figure out the purpose, then figure out what it takes to get there. That's set a goal, and then figure out the steps, and then go put your focus on the steps. Thank you, Kim. All right, Dawn Little, you're next. Good morning.
Good morning. So this is so me because I was always worried about being perfect with everything I did, so I wouldn't do it. And then when I would never set a goal. So everybody's like, what's your goals? I'm like, I'm not setting them because they would scare me, like big time scare me. Because if I didn't meet them, then I failed and then I wasn't perfect. And then I just withdrew, right? And then stopped doing it. So my coach and I went over my numbers, saw where my trend was. And then I had a conversation with my husband yesterday. And then last week when Kristen Jungles talked about her non-negotiables, like this huge light bulb went off. And I started time blocking again, started doing things. I did lose 2 buyers this weekend because they said they wanted to wait because they lost a couple houses. But I picked 2 more up on Sunday when I had an open house at the last minute. So, and one is a seller as well. And it just being intentional and getting things done and making small goals instead of big goals for me is easier because I'm just so all over the place that I don't, like if I set this huge goal and it doesn't happen, I get so mad at myself and then I just withdraw. So I stopped doing that. And it's thanks to Kristen, I was just like, this is ridiculously easy. And I just started putting it on paper and using a regular calendar again instead of my Google Calendar. And it's right in front of me. And it's amazing. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm really happy about myself.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dawn, simplify.
Agreed.
That's the bottom
Yep.
line. Again, set a goal. It could be any
Yep.
goal, but then figure out the steps to achieve the goal and go
Yep.
put your focus on the steps, y'all. And
Agreed.
then you win every day. You win
Yep.
absolutely every day. And what Kristen taught us in our Get Stuff Done playbook, which Inspire members, go watch it, go into the portal and go watch her session on Get Stuff Done because she chunks it down for you. And Jungles has come a long way recently. Go watch that, figure it out. If you're interested in the piece about a process mindset, which is set a goal and then figure out the steps and focus on the steps, go watch the sessions we've had in Inspire with Brad Stallberg. We've broken this down with him many, many times. I saw in the chat, a lot of you, it's like, if I can't do it perfect, I'm not going to do it at all. I saw Melanie post that. Melanie, I hear you. I'm like that too. But that's why I had Thomas Curran come on and do his session on the perfection trap. And that's why I bought our Inspire members a copy of that book. Whether you read it or not is irrelevant to me. I haven't read the whole thing either. But just go and understand that in Inspire, the stuff we're giving you is to simplify. It's to help you simplify, to make it easy. Dawn, thank you so much. I want to jump ahead. Frank, stand by, because we have not heard from Telly in a long time. He's always got a great share. And so I want to jump to Telly real quick. Go ahead, buddy.
Good morning, James. Happy birthday. Thank you for the opportunity. So the major thing, honestly, is that, we're all going to fail. It's going to happen. We are not perfect. But if we are purposeful, consistent, and doing the right thing and constant, then we're always 3 feet from goal. So even though we might feel like we want to give up, it's not something that we really need to do. Just remember that it's an event. I've been in a slump for about a month, and I've been going into the office, working hard, been dealing with. I've got over chickenpox for 2 weeks, which stunk. Dealt with some grieving, with some other things, etc. But the truth is that you just keep on going. Don't stop. As soon as you stop, it's so hard to get going again. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. That's us. We need to keep working. We need to keep trying. And as long as you're trying and doing the right things, it will come. Just be patient with yourself and be patient with who and this process is. Just believe that you're doing the right thing and are purposeful. Thank you.
You got it. Did you all watch the 100 yesterday? I mean, the whole country watched the men's 100 meters final yesterday. Noah Lyles, who won it, it was so good. I want you to see. I posted this in the Facebook group too, but I want you to see it. This is from a guy I follow named Kevin that says, "What I love about the Olympics is the diversity in personality. Some are loud, some are quiet, some play to the crowd, some only focus on the task. Greatness isn't personality. Greatness is their mental and physical preparation, discipline, confidence, and authenticity." Noah Lyles is the opposite of simply focusing on the task and being quiet. If you watched him yesterday, he's the opposite of that. And what I posted in here is there is no perfect personality or behavioral profile for success. It's really about what you do daily and how it adds up. There's no quick fix. Noah did not become the fastest man in the world in 9.79 seconds. It took him 12 years. That's how long he's been running track, 12 years. Ignore anyone who sells you a magic pill. There's a lot of that going on right now. Instead, do the little things each day. And then I posted this from him, and I don't know if you saw this. This is a post he shared. "I have asthma, allergies, dyslexia, ADD, anxiety, and depression. But what I will tell you is that what you have does not define what you can become. Why not you?" That's after he won the Olympic gold yesterday. Our thoughts around that are so, so, so important. Let's keep it going. Lorenzo, I want to thank you. I posted yesterday on my Instagram, Naomi's Caitlin Clark jersey arrived over the weekend, and it's awesome. Thank you for sending that to her, Lorenzo. I appreciate it. You get the next word. Good morning.
Thank you, James. And once again, I want to thank Naomi for sharing her parents with our community. And you just made us that much better. I'm going to go a little off track since you threw that in there. I was thinking just this weekend, I didn't know it was your birthday. My girl's birthday was Saturday, so we've been birthday things all weekend. But I was thinking over the weekend, and you came to mind. And because I do a lot of community activities, getting ready to do a youth entrepreneur program. I haven't done it since COVID. And I said, James started this community, right at COVID. And from that one thought of, let me just bring some people together, you created an economic boom within this country. I generated income in the last 2 years from being on this call. Just from being on this call. I capped last year just for being on this call. And I just hired a VA. I'm getting ready to hire an admin. And I said, man, how much opportunity has James created from this call? All the great people on this call that developed these teams and developed a business and gave employment to people in this community. It's just awesome. And that's from your seed of making this call. So I had something to share about the topic, but I went off the topic, and I thank
Lorenzo,
you. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Lorenzo. Bottom line is I applaud all of you who show up here every day for this free call and then go do the work after, because ultimately you have to be willing to go do the work. Mary, you get the last word this morning. Good morning to you in Geneva.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so back to what Kimberly was saying about she was so afraid to not be number one. I do a lot of farming in my neighborhood. 70% of my business comes from my farm. And I've kind of been a little slow lately. Why? Because my kids are home for the summer and I want to enjoy them. So I've been doing fun stuff with them. But then I was like, oh crap, they go back to school in a couple of weeks. And what if I'm not number one anymore? What if I'm not number one? So I stop at this lemonade stand the little kids are having over the weekend, and the dad is there, and he says, "Girls, do you know who's buying your lemonade right now?" And they were like, "No, why?" And he's like, "That's Mary Bruno. She's the #1 realtor in Mill Creek. Everything that happens fun in our neighborhood is because of Mary." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're the lady that does cookies with Santa. You're the lady that does this." So it's just a good reminder to me that like I have the mind share. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm still doing all my farming stuff, but I'm not doing as much like in my business right now, but I'm also having a ton of fun with my kids this summer. So I have a big event coming up on the 18th. It's our huge party in the park, back to school event. We always have over 500 people that come to that. And then I always see like a big boom in my business towards the end of the year. So it was just a good reminder to me that like, I still got the mind share. I just have to keep doing what I need to do to keep and get that market share too. So
Can we normalize that there is no such thing as #1 in our industry? Can we just make that decision that there is no such thing as #1 because none of you are running the same race? It's not like the 100 meters yesterday where all of them started at the same start line and had the same finish line. That's not what this game is. This is a competition of one. This is you making a decision about what you want your business to look like and then going and pursuing it. And I understand, I was a team leader for 8 years. I understand why we celebrate the top agents in our market centers. We should celebrate people who are achieving at a high level. But just because someone outsold you doesn't mean they're #1 and you're not. Even in the Olympics, they give an award to the top 3 finishers, the top 3, and honor and celebrate that. I mean, where else do we get excited about second and third place? So I want you to recognize there, let's just make the decision that there is no such thing as #1, other than when your database thinks of real estate, do they think of you? That's the game you're playing. That when the people you know need a real estate agent, are you the one that comes to mind? And more, if you come to mind more often than you don't with people in your database, then you're winning, period. If you know what your goal is and then figure out what the steps are that are required to achieve it, and then every day get up and focus on those steps, then you're winning. And if on the days that you don't get all the steps done because some days get away from you, if you go run a 5 p.m. protocol like we've taught in our challenges and inside the Inspire Collective, then you're winning. If you're winning more days than you're losing, you're winning. That's what we're looking for. So thank you, Mary. That's a great share. We're going to talk more about this as we wrap up our Summer Surge Challenge that we started way back in June. We wrap it up today. 1 o'clock Eastern, Inspire members. 1 o'clock Eastern, we'll wrap up the Summer Surge Challenge. And Inspire members, I have details on the Inspire Summit that I'll share with you at 1 o'clock Eastern today. So I hope to see you there. Everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. You got your inspiration. Go put it into place. Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks, James.
James.
Thanks, James.